there wasn't going to be a Genshin video today, but then I had this thought on my mind for a bit, and I've probably talked about it before in videos or in passing, but I think I kind of want to talk about the idea of catching up and the fact that I have caught up to the current patch in Genshin. And it really is one of those things that, like, when I saw the Dainsleif quest being advertised for the special program, of course I'm not going to be watching the program, but I saw this image of Dainsleif and the two twins. It filled me with like a lot of emotions, and honestly that feeling that I get from being caught up is such an interesting feeling that really makes me happy. It makes me feel like a lot of like very like somber emotions as well, because we were playing Genshin in terms of a catch-up series for basically like a year and a month around that time, and through that year and a month of playing Genshin and catching up, there was like almost like a certainty to a lot of situations where I was like, okay, no matter what, I'm going to Fontaine next week, I'm going to Inazuma next week, I know there's this many story quests and there's this many world quests. And while like we've been like, you know, doing Genshin videos still ever since then, and we will continue to do Genshin videos ever since then, there was obviously like a bit of like a wonder, not even a worry, but a wonder, what is going to be happening with the updates, what are we going to get? And this feeling has been kind of magical. I thought I would be kind of like more like, you know, down about the idea of not having like a new quest to do all the time. And while like, of course, a lot of people have expressed to me that they miss like the 4 Genshin long videos a week, and of course there's, you know, I'm thinking to myself as well, like, what an amazing, you know, era of time. It was such a fun time to play with all you guys. But I also think that this current time that I'm in now has been so exciting in so many ways. And seeing this Dainsleif quest really solidified all that. It solidified it, like, so much. The Dainsleif quests are huge. They are massive. But I also got caught up, and I got to play so many amazing quests since then as well that have made me feel this magical, beautiful feeling. When I saw the Makawa Flower Festival being announced and advertised, the idea of the Tournament of Glory and Bloom, the story quests we've gotten to play, the world quests, the Archon quest, like the mini games, all this different stuff that's been announced, it really feels like I had like a really good time to catch up in Genshin, and I'm very, very fortunate that I got to catch up in Genshin, because there's been something on, or at least like not even just something on, that, you know, it's been incredible stuff that's been, you know, happening in Genshin. And honestly, like, I expect no less, because all the events that I reacted to and all the quests that I did throughout the year and a month that I played the catch-up series of Genshin really showed me that I was in for something truly special. And now I get to play the events myself. Now I get to play the game with you guys as they come out. And while, again, yes, the catch-up series was something that was, like, so special, I do feel like this, like, you know, newer era of, like, me waiting to see what the next mission is going to be is also fun, too. I had this feeling when I saw the Makawa Flower Festival being advertised, my heart was, you know, pounding at this idea of, like, oh my god, we're going back to Inazuma, right? And I'm doing it with you guys almost as it releases. Of course, like, I sometimes will, like, you know, do everything as we go. Like, I'm not just going to play everything all in one week, but, like, in the same, like, patch. I'm playing within the same patch as you guys this game. We're looking at, obviously, banners as they come out and stuff like this. And that Dane's quest, when this Dane's quest popped up on my feed and I saw this picture, my thought instantly went to the idea of, like, man, isn't it crazy that this is going to be my first Dainsleif quest the day it comes out? Now, obviously, it might not be the day it comes out, but the patch it comes out, right? The patch it comes out. Dainsleif quests are massive turning points for Genshin, for the story of Genshin, for the world of Genshin. They are usually something that changes everything forever. They always do. Every single quest that we've done with Dainsleif has changed our viewpoints of Teyvat, of this world, for the rest of the game. And it usually feels like it is like this, almost like a rite of passage every single year, it seems like, where you have to get this Dane quest, and you have to get your mind effed up, and now everything is different. Now everything is different. And I saw this image, and I just felt so giddy. I felt so giddy at the prospect of once again having my mind effed up by a video game. Like, this idea that, like, I know for a fact that I'm going to come out of this with, like, some crazy information, some high emotions, and something that, like, really we've been feeling a lot of as we've been going forward in Genshin. But one of the craziest things about it is I know when I play this Dainsleif quest, for the first time ever when I play this Dainsleif quest, I won't get another Dainsleif quest for a year. And I don't know, I think you guys probably feel this way too, because you guys have been doing this for the most part every year. It puts a lot of weight in it that that was not even there before. Because while we had these amazing lore moments, these amazing story moments, legitimately Dainsleif is going to show up in my life for a day. And then I won't see him again for a year. And that's what's so interesting about the difference between catching up and, playing everything day after day after day after day. I am now in a position where I have this impact of I go to Inazuma, and now I know I won't see the Raiden Shogun until the next time I go to Inazuma. Whereas, there was a good chance when I was in playing Genshin in a row, I was going to be able to see some characters again in other story quests. I know for a fact that hey, I did the Tanari story quest. I probably will see Tanari again in another Sumeru story quest. But there is this idea now, it's I just saw a bunch of Natlan characters in Fontaine, and I got to talk to Navia and talk to Farina, and now I won't probably see them for another bit as well. And while the catch-up series was absolutely fantastic for me, I feel now there's going to be an emotional weight to seeing these characters like there never was even before. Because I would see these characters in story quests and be oh my god, it's Navia, right? I love seeing Navia. I love seeing this character. But now, I recently saw Navia in the Escoffier quest, and it was this feeling of oh my god, it's Navia. We're getting to see Navia post-catch, but there's it's a different feeling. It's a completely different feeling. There's more weight to it in a way too, where I know that there's a good chance, maybe, now Navia might be Navia is around a lot and we're very grateful for that. But there's a good chance you won't see those characters for a bit too, and you almost have to truly savor every single moment you get with each character. We've just been to Mondstadt, and for a lot of people who love Mondstadt, it was just an exciting time for everybody as well. And when I went to Mondstadt, I did have that feeling as well, where I was thinking to myself, I remember it was because I took it in breaks, right? I took it in breaks. I took a break at one point to come back to the next part of the quest, and I remember thinking to myself, did I go to, and I didn't, by the way. I was did I go through that too fast? I legitimately didn't. The videos itself are very long, and we took our time. But even though I took my time, I was still thinking, did I take my time? Because I won't be able to go back to Mondstadt for a story quest probably for a very long time. It'll probably be another while before we get another quest in Mondstadt. And again, when I say a while, there's a good, there's a chance that down the line we might see the Raiden Shogun in an event in, July. You know what I mean? I can't predict these stuff, you know what I mean? But there is this feeling now of every single time we meet a character, I don't know when I'm going to see them again. And it makes me feel very, very emotional, sad sometimes, but also at the same time, it's a gratefulness, right? As I said, the catch-up series is absolutely incredible. Again, to go through all this was one of the best experiences of my life. But now, as I said, every time I meet a character, when will I see them again? When will I see them again? So seeing this Dainsleif picture really set those emotions into high gear, and kind of put everything into perspective. That's one of the aspects that I really think about catching up is the idea of the weight of meeting characters. There's also getting to play with you guys has been absolutely fantastic. Of course it has. Getting to talk about things as they come out, avoiding spoilers. In fact, I remember recently in a video, so actually it happens so many times in videos, and you guys have probably seen it in a few videos where I'm like, oh, I wish I could look up how to get this thing, but I can't. And I'm wait a second, no, I'm caught up. It's really hard to give me a spoiler now. I would think I was legitimately in Natlan, and I was I can't do the Natlan trials because I can't. Oh wait, I'm in Natlan. It's such an interesting, weird feeling. And of course, we're playing Honkai Star Rail, which is absolutely fantastic as well. But yeah, I saw the Dainsleif picture. I saw this character that I know was going to show up for a bit, and I'm never going to see I'm not going to see them again for probably another year, presumably. And it just put everything into perspective. All these feelings that I've been having kind of rolled up into a ball. The weight of my love for these characters. I am now like I feel like once you like do like an Archon quest and all these like events and stuff, I guess I feel like I truly am like caught up, right? I've done like so many of these like quests in the current patches that it truly feels like I am caught up. What this leads to, and I know there's a load of things about catching up that are absolutely incredible, and I love that I've caught up, and it's awesome. You know, what this leads to is so many amazing times that we have going forward. We savor every quest. We adore every day. We, you know, love every patch. I'm in a state, and I feel like you guys are in the same position as I am, where waiting for quests to come out and waiting for this is an interesting but also at the same time beautiful feeling as well. I am now thinking about Genshin in a whole different light. We are at a position, and I say we because of this channel, we are at a position now with this channel where we don't know what the quest is going to be next month. And we don't know what the quest is going to be in August, what's going to happen in September. And while we didn't know what was going to happen in the quests anyway, but I mean even in the just like, you know, overall outlook. And it's not just like the characters that have new weight to them. I feel like every time I do a mission in this game now, since we caught up, it feels like I treat it like an Archon quest. You know what I mean? Like the way that people like kind of like get excited over Archon quests. And here's the thing, like you can watch my playthrough. I treated every quest with like the same respect and time that an Archon quest will get. But the way I mean is like the way people get like excited over Archon quests sometimes, I feel like not only me, but I feel like you guys in my audience do as well. It's like this excitement over like say the Scoffy quest is a perfect example, a fantastic quest. And to me, that was like Christmas. It's like, you know, oh my God, we got like the Scoffy quest. Oh, the Fontaine event, you know what I mean? Oh, the new world quest, all the other story quests we're doing. Like it all feels like really like Christmas. It really does. And I think it is like there is a new weight to that idea as well, where it's like, yes, just like with the characters, we won't get to see probably those characters for a bit after we see them. And I get to do, and that's how you guys have been feeling for years, by the way. It's like, when am I going to get to see Sino again? Who knows? When am I going to get to see Farina again? Who knows? But with the quests as well, I literally remember the Scoffia quest dropping and or being announced or whatever. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, yes, another story quest. Oh my God. It just legitimately felt like Christmas. And now with this Danes of quest that's been announced as well, like I'm over the moon with the idea of like another like Danes of quest that always have like a big impact and a massive impact, but I feel like it kind of put everything into perspective, put everything into a ball, and made me want to talk about all this stuff today. How much of a really catching up has given like a new weight to these quests that I feel like you guys have probably felt for years. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's probably like this feeling of like that you guys have had all the time, where it's like every quest is special. Because to me it was like before they were special because it's like I love this quest, I love talking to these characters, I love doing these quests. As I said, I have like 200 episodes or 200 plus episodes of a series where like I've treated every quest with the same respect that they deserve, no matter what quest it was. But it was also like this thing now where it's like I do a story quest and it might be our only story quest for like 2 months. It might be our only story quest for 3 months. You never know. And I feel like that can't be understated how that feels. You know, it's like it feels like Christmas every single time. It does. Thank you guys for listening to me talk about this for a bit. I know that it was a bit of a ramble or whatever, but I kind of wanted to talk about this and talk about this topic, especially with like the Danes of quest coming out. We will be playing that quest, no doubt about it. But I want to say thank you so much to everyone for supporting this series and supporting me. The idea of like me even playing Genshin, you know, was something that like I never really thought about until I played the first episode and absolutely adored it. And now here we are playing Honkai Star Rail as well, and it's absolutely incredible. I'm having such a good time, and I'm having a blast. Thank you to my patrons at the highest tier, which is Tyfire2, JB Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yuld, Radish Adusta, Deathtrap, Lynx Markey, Yassassin, True Media Butter, Peter Shelson, Heck, Leanne Hikesperian, Jared Beanham, and at the highest tier of my YouTube members, Royal Gamer 7 and Blasco. And I'll see you all so soon. Bye bye.